Welcome to this week's edition of Mountain Outhouse News. I'm your host, Jam Jam. This is the crazy to happen in running this week. This week's stories include Farah Vs Treadmill, a new Arizona Trail FKT, and 4 hours 20 minutes of Joshua Tree. Just days after Paddy O'Leary set a new FKT on the Wicklow round in Ireland, Shane Lynch, who is an Irish orienteering champion, set out to better Paddy's time and was successful by a scant 4 minutes. He did have much better, almost ideal weather conditions, unlike Paddy, who faced less than ideal conditions out there. Shane completed the round in 16 hours, 23 minutes, 32 seconds, and Paddy was on site to cheer him on. What sportsmanship and proof that competition breeds and inspires the best performances. The inaugural 4 hours and 20 minutes of Joshua Tree was held on, 4:20. I see what you did there. Anywho, from the looks of it, the race was held on some private property dubbed the Joshua Tree Glampground on a 1 mile hand-built loop that looks quite narrow, windy, and cactus covered in sections. Definitely piques my interest. As for the race, just 2 runners out of the 13 who participated completed an ultra distance, including winner Jake Jackson with 30 miles, and second place Daniel Shubin with 27. As for the ladies, first went to Taylor LaForce with 22 miles, and Anjay Lee with 19. I was asked to clarify, just because the tagline of the event is the highest race in the world, doesn't mean that any of the participants actually got high. Looks like a good time out there on the Glampground. Your next chance to run there will be the Rotten Egg Race on January 18th, 2020, where the entire field runs 1 loop of the 1 mile course. Last one back is out. Repeat until you have a winner. Sir Farah, I sure hope this isn't what people ultimately remember you for, but the meme lords of the internet will surely not soon forget this one. Just days ahead of the London Marathon, Farah decided to hop on an oversized treadmill set at Eliud Kipchoge's marathon world record pace and proceeded to be spewed off the back multiple times. I could literally watch that all day. In other strange news that sounds a bit more like TMZ than marathon running coverage, there's several allegations floating around back and forth between Farah and Haile Gebrselassie about stolen valuables from a hotel room and an assault one of them was involved with. It's straight up a bit crazy and weird, and I'm not going to go into it. You can look it up on your own. In a follow-up to his 12-hour Speedgolf record, Byrnes, former Major League Baseball player and now ultra runner, took his game up a notch. This time setting a new record for the most holes of golf played in a 24-hour period. He did this as a fundraiser for Let Them Play and ultimately covered 106 miles in 24 hours, playing 420 holes of golf at the Half Moon Bay Golf Links. I seriously have to try this sometime. I just want to know A, did he keep track of his stroke count, and B, what was the total? The Arizona Trail FKT fell this week, and no, it wasn't Candice Burt, who has postponed her start date for a few weeks due to injury. Jeff Garmeyer, whose trail name is Legend, completed the trail in 15 days, 13 hours, 10 minutes in a self-supported style, and not only breaking the previous self-supported record of 18 days, 16 hours set by Will Weisbrom last year, but also Michael Versteeg's overall supported record of the trail. Arizona-based trail and ultra runner Alicia Judy, while on a trail run north of Cave Creek, got off trail after climbing up to the top of Skull Mesa and back down. She called for help from authorities after she couldn't find her way back home, and just as they spotted her, she fell 30 feet into a brush-covered mine shaft. She sustained some injuries, but was ultimately rescued out of the hole that night. Thankful this story had a happy ending, and shout out to Alicia, who went on to complete the Whiskey Basin 60K just a few days later. Hayden Hawks made his first trip to China and not only won, but set a course record at the Saigu 80K in Linhai, China, a town a bit south of Ninghai where I've raced before. Looks like a cool event, and congrats to Hayden. Some odd things happening at the Two Oceans Marathon in South Africa this year. This 50-year-old race, taking place in Cape Town, had to be rerouted after some supposed unrest or threats of protest along part of the course. Despite that hurdle, the race was run on a 35-mile reroute, where Gerda Stein won the ladies' race in 3:31, while Bongmusa Muthembu won for the men in a speedy 3:08. Also, some sad news to come out of Two Oceans as a 4-time participant, David Van Niekerk, collapsed just 5 kilometers from the end of the race and ultimately passed away. Condolences to his family. The final stop on the 2019 Golden Ticket Tour will take place at the Canyons 100K this weekend on parts of the Western States course. Those racing on the ladies' side include Amanda Basham and Callie Yuhan up front, with a lot of other strong ladies whose names I'm not too familiar with as well. Could be some surprises in there. As for the men, Ford Smith, Scott Trumer, Michael Versteeg, Dominic Grossman, amongst others. Stay tuned for results next show. Also happening this weekend are a pair of Ultra Trail World Tour races, including Ultra Trail du Mont Fuji and Ultra Trail Madeira. Both seem like amazing bucket list races, and we'll recap both next week. By the time you watch this, both will likely be over. And with that, thanks for tuning into episode 142 of Outhouse News. Thanks for checking out the show, and we'll see you next time. If you have crazy stories to share or a question or feedback for the show, please leave a comment below. If you'd like to directly support the show financially, consider becoming a Patreon supporter of this channel, or pick up this custom pair of Jam Jam's eyeball sunglasses. Links are below. Have a week.